word for the day. Yep.
Use it in a sentence.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm gonna catch you guys up on Gen Z shit since apparently I'm in the middle now.
You're the bridge.
Yeah.
You're the voice of a generation.
Oh, you don't want that.
It's a powerful voice.
Yeah.
All right. Not Alina, not me. It falls to the other three. What happened last time?
All right. I got this if you'll allow it. We made a plan. But we got ambushed. But we knew we would get ambushed. There's a wizard among the crowd who removed seeming from both Doll and Sybil. The crowd then noticed Inal, Doll, and Sybil. Inal got bit by pseudo-dragons who were released by we think like ranger, maybe? Like a beastmaster kind of person. And that person then hunter's marked him. So as he's falling, due to the damage sustained by the pseudo-dragons, he wild shaped into an air elemental, which is pretty dope. Lucius polymorphed Quentin into a rat with his permission, although Quentin wanted to save everyone in his crew. And as that happened, the Coldfire Heart decided to then save everyone in the group. So there was a big kerfuffle. We escaped via Rick's warehouse, paid the toll, smuggled Quentin out. I, in air quotes, wrote, Doll apologized to Minolin.
I'm not gonna argue that.
As we got chased by guards because of Inal's hunter's mark. Minolin then breaks the track. He makes a stone wall and makes duplicates of us. So he burns 3 spell slots in our escape. And literally makes a comment about, I only have 3 spell slots. Then we swim through some sewage. It's great to escape. I get a cut on the leg while swimming through the sewage. Lucius gets cut on his leg while swimming through sewage. So that's probably going to get super infected and gnarly. We come out on the other side, and with a mix of Doll and Lucius, we prestidigitate all the gunk off of everyone. And I think Lucius did a healing word on himself just to make sure that wound heals sufficiently.
Nice.
All right. Any questions about that?
Minolin also has a great line of, and it's the title of the video for last week. We have caused royal pains, or what is it, royal
He's royally
problems?
pissed people off.
Yeah, we've royally pissed people off.
Yeah. We also have instructions by him to get to the fishery, hold tight for a day, and then go out at night. And he's also left provisions for us. And he blessed us, and then he went and distracted the guards.
And is totally not dead.
Totally not dead. Totally not dead.
All right. Shall we proceed?
Yes.
So where are we?
So you are in the
On the other
tunnel.
side of the sewage.
Yeah, and you are making your way continually down. And you guys have been walking for a while. How long does polymorph last, Mike? Or Lucius?
8 hours?
1 hour.
Okay.
I think
So,
we determined.
Oh, wait, is seeming 8 hours?
I believe seeming is 8 hours.
Seeming is 8 hours. Polymorph is 1 hour, up to 1 hour.
Gotcha. So we'll say just a few minutes after you guys pop out on the other side, as you're walking down this long corridor.
Rat Quentin becomes real Quentin.
Rat Quentin becomes real Quentin. And he kind of like pops out of the hands of whoever's holding him. And he just is breathing deeply. What the fuck?
Shut up.
Hi,
We got you out.
Hope
You're welcome.
remember me.
Do you have any idea what it's like being a rat
Yes,
for
it's
over
fun.
an hour?
Ooh,
Yes.
And being put into a bag where you can't breathe?
Would you have rather swum in sewage as a rat?
We could let you for dead, buddy.
Could have
either
just
way, you would have had a
let me go.
Okay. No.
Dead.
Oh no. Okay. So, hi Quentin. Great to see you again. Hope you're not as evil as you were when you were trying to kill us, even though we were trying to save you. I'm still really mad. Hi, Quentin.
So he stands up and he brushes himself off and he says, "Evil is a matter of perspective."
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
that's fine.
This guy.
Sure. Okay, but we broke you out of prison. Please cooperate with us, or at least right now. Dear, what god would I probably speak to? Oh man.
In regards to what?
What
No,
god?
no, I just mean like colloquially.
Syrian, probably.
Syrian, yeah. We're Syrian. Just please don't make these guys hate you even more than they already do. Please, 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 please.
It's a little late for that one, but all right.
Yeah, very late.
Doll, please, please, please. We can talk when we get out of this mess. Please, please, please. Please just cooperate for right now. Please.
All right.
Thank you. Alright, we're gonna get out of here. Oh, dog, lead the way, please.
Yep, this way. Come on. I will try to remember or follow Minnow's instructions to get us out.
Okay. So you keep following the path and you walk for about 3 hours. And
I'd like to chat with Quentin the whole time just to keep him like not thinking about trying to escape, just to like keep him engaged.
And the whole time that you're doing that, I'm telling you to be quiet. Every single time.
all right, so
And,
let's go through maybe one or two of these actions. What are you trying to talk to Quentin about, Lucius?
Just bringing up like, hey, have you seen your girlfriend in a while? Like, I know you wrote that letter to her.
Lucius, please. Please.
Quentin just keeps walking.
Oh, Quentin, did you change your hair since we've seen you last?
Lucius, he literally had to get his head shaved for the initiation. Please, 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 I'm begging you.
Quentin just kind of looks over and just shakes his head and keeps walking. So as you guys progress, around the 3rd hour, you start to no longer be going on kind of a long plateau. You start to walk upwards. And what are you guys using for light? Because it is otherwise completely pitch black in this cavern.
That's a great
Is
question.
it possible for Doll to use create bonfire, but just like localize it to their hand?
Not really.
And the light from their fire bracelets does not put out light.
No.
Oh, okay.
Would
Bracelets, shackles.
Bracelets. Yeah, it's
Sidar would have? Oh wait, no. I cannot remember if Sidar gave.
Sidar knew light.
We had the
We have
No,
that candle,
no.
don't we? We have
Sidar,
that quick
yeah.
We didn't
No.
get that from him.
He didn't give it to me.
Okay, well then I'll use a torch. I definitely have in my bag.
You light a torch, and it's kind of going along. Torches last for about like 4 hours. So you're kind of getting towards the end of the torch, but as you kind of going up for about 20 minutes, you're kind of going up these stairs. And then finally, you just barely stop before you kind of knock your head. And you realize directly above you is a just flat wooden surface.
Gotcha.
Looks like there are boards, kind of,
Okay.
in between.
I will put out the torch and then just kind of try to jimmy one up really, just a little bit, just to peek and see what the lay of the land is up there.
Okay.
Are we
So you
inside,
drop the torch
outside?
on the ground and you like stomp it out, and it takes a second. You take a little bit of water from your skin just to, kind of hasten it. And you kind of look up and you can see just barely a little bit of light kind of shining through the boards. The boards aren't super close together. And you slowly kind of raise your hands and a little bit of dust comes down in your eyes, and you kind of have to put your hand to your eyes for a second, like kind of wipe them clear. Poke your head up, and you look around. And it appears that you are in kind of this long, almost like, not a warehouse, but like a small storage kind of shed. And you see a few shelves on one side and different kind of boats kind of hung up on the other side. You are what appears to be a kind of fishery or boat house. And looking around, there doesn't appear to be anybody in the immediate vicinity. You kind of listen for a second and you kind of hear kind of the wind kind of brush up. You hear it kind of brushing up of what you'd assume are kind of locked double doors that would probably let them get the boats out. It still seems to be probably pretty late at night at this point, probably the middle of the night.
Okay. All right. I'll come back down. Okay, I think we're all right. Just everyone quiet. I don't know if this thing doesn't seem like it gets a lot of use, but it's just quiet. Okay, and I'll lift it for everybody else.
Okay. It kind of falls onto the other side, as there's no real handle to grab onto. And you kind of stop for a second. Doesn't appear to be any reaction. So it's about kind of like waist high, so you kind of have to like put your hands on it, kind of get your butt up on top of the side, and you kind of get yourself up and you help everyone else up. And you take the trapdoor and kind of click it back into place, and surprisingly, it fits very well. It's kind of hard to tell that there's a seam there.
Okay. Doll's gonna try to commit that little spot to memory, though, in case we do need to go back down there. They'll know where it is.
Yep.
Okay, so Minnow said he was gonna leave provisions for us somewhere. I don't know if that includes Sybil's friend here, but regardless, he said lay low for a day, and then we can head out at night. So, reckon we do that?
So Null, you're kind of looking around and you just hear kind of what sounds like paper kind of rustling. And you notice that there are two crates kind of towards one end of this long shed. And there is a lantern, unlit, but with kind of a piece of paper sticking out from underneath of it.
Okay, yeah, I'll go grab that.
Okay. Just kind of walk over and move the lantern aside, and there's actually a piece of paper that's been folded and another kind of rolled up piece of paper that's kind of next to it in a tube that's partially open. You kind of flip the note open and you look and you begin to read, and it says, "To Doll and her fellows. Below are 2 crates filled with provisions for your journey. Wait a day, and on the following nightfall, take one of the boats and follow the river as far west as possible. Once there, store and hide the boat and make your way to the hills east of the Splinterwood Forest. There, you'll find the overgrown entrance that leads to the road that connects the west and the east of the 2 sides of the country through the Splinterwood Forest. As long as you travel and follow that road, you'll come across the tower in which the person I saved recommended that you visit. I wish all of you well and safe travels. It's best to travel at night when you don't want to attract attention."
Okay. And what's on the other note?
The other note you kind of open, and it's a little bit bigger, and you pull it out, and it looks like a more localized map of kind of the more immediate area, kind of between the Splinterwood Forest and where you are now. You notice that it is a little bit older, but does have kind of a line kind of drawn as a recommended path. It only crosses over and uses the King's Road once. Kind of generally, the idea is for you to not be around there.
Okay. I'll pass the notes back and open the crates.
Okay. As you crack open the crates, you actually find 2 backpacks. You find different stored food. You actually see that there's an extra blanket and bedroll in there. You find a compass, and kind of just general provisions, length of rope. Yeah,
Anything special? Anything
not particularly.
fancy?
Can I see that compass?
Yeah, and I'll hold it out to Doll.
Can I try to take it?
You can try.
I'll try. Can I roll something? Or
I don't know. So Doll kind of reaches up and they kind of give a little tug as you're holding it up. Are you gonna let it go, or are you gonna hold on to it?
I'm holding it.
Okay. You try to tug, and Doll, you are unable to acquire it without more concerted effort.
I will make more concerted effort.
Okay.
You know, say it's from my mentor and friend who left this for Doll and their compatriots.
Yeah, and the compatriot.
Doll and their
I'm, like,
compatriots.
Staring daggers at Anal.
I won't.
What is going on with you two? And I'm looking at you. And
Quentin's kind of like leaning against one of the
right now.
wooden beams that kind of help support the roof and says, "How do you all get anything done?"
Well, without you, jeez.
Oh,
Hey,
should I
drop
go
in.
then?
Anal?
It's not up to me.
Anal?
Hmm.
Anal. Please.
I'm just saying.
I'm gonna snatch the compass while
I
he's looking at
My
Quentin.
hand is clenched. The claws are in.
Yeah, he's kind of got a hold of it. He's kind of prepared for it, so it's actually probably going to be more of a strength contest.
I'll do that.
That's-
My 0 strength. Can I roll that?
I'm gonna go over to Anal and smack its breath.
Wow. Wow.
Hey,
Okay.
not bad.
Would you like?
Given all inspiration?
Yes.
Why?
All right. Is that
If
D10?
you want, it's not can you. It's I'm going to.
I'll take it. I'll roll it.
So I will say the slap on the wrist will give you a -3.
Nice. 3?
Yeah, she's got some strong hands.
Point, I'm not inspiring it. So.
Oh,
You
I
know
mean,
what?
do
It
you
is-
want it to be more of an attack?
I feel it, and I
Check.
drop that shit.
good. good.
Okay. At this point, I'll make a sleight of hand check to catch it before it hits the ground.
Okay. Is it just for pride?
Can't have nice things
19.
ever.
19. You are able to catch it about halfway before it goes to hit the ground. You catch it by like the leather cord that is attached to it. You kind of hold it up. It looks like a pretty standard compass.
Anything engraved on it?
Not particularly,
Nothing.
but you recognize it.
Oh, like it was Minnow's.
Hmm.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. I'll pocket that.
I would like to go over to Quentin, and actually just like sit down in front of him in like my normal, like I'm about to sit and breathe for a while, and I just say, Quentin, come sit with me, please.
Do I have to?
I would like you to. You don't have to.
He kind of stands and waits for a minute or two. Kind of just watching.
I'm gonna pull a star rose quartz out of the bag of holding and say, "Here's a shiny and all," and just give it to him.
I take that.
Okay, and Null takes the quartz and just puts it inside of his vest. Very slowly, but then just kind of pats it to make sure it's real.
Yeah.
Sybil, you hear the sliding of cloth against wood, and you feel a slight vibration in the floor underneath you. And as you kind of peek with one of your eyes, you notice that he's still kind of leaning, but his back is now against the post, and he's still very much in a crossed arms, kind of knees up, defensive sitting posture.
I find when I'm feeling a bit heated, breathing just helps a little bit. And when my mind's racing because of the situation that I'm in. I know it's not ideal to be here with us right now, but I appreciate your cooperation.
Well, I'll admit it's better than being dead, I suppose.
That is a plus.
Kind of continues to just sit in silence. We'll say 5 minutes or so pass, and you guys kind of talk underneath each other's breath if you want to, but after a little while, Quentin goes, "So, why?"
Talk to this
Well.
one.
Wasn't my choice.
Point at Sybil.
Yeah, also just point.
I think we all have our own reasons. Some a little more charitable than others.
Doll is right.
I just thought it was right to prevent you from being killed.
I think you have
We all
information that'll
have
be
our
useful to
own
us.
reason. This one would like information. These two would like nothing to do with you. I thought you were worth saving. I thought everyone was worth saving, but
It's still up for debate too.
we know it's not the will of the king and queen to keep insurrectionists. But I don't think they are looking towards the good of their people wholeheartedly. But I also don't think you were looking towards the good of our people wholeheartedly. So I believe we should come to an understanding.
Quite a situation you've gotten yourselves into. I believe it's rather treasonous to stop an execution of terrorists.
Well, you're still a citizen of Terrandon.
Yes,
You
a
might need to
forced citizen of Terrandon.
You
I'm
admit
not
to being a
arguing
terrorist,
that.
though.
One man's terrorist, another man's freedom fighter.
Well, my people understand. We
If
didn't
you're a
want
forced
either
citizen,
of these
where would
things
you?
to happen.
In answer to your question, Lucius, it's not the matter of the fact of where I would go if I was free, but rather that I have that choice, and that it's not made for me.
We might have some common ground. I assume you're aware of the compulsion.
Before you were.
We are not the biggest fans of it and would like the ability to traverse the continent, as it sounds like you would. So if you know of a way to dispel the compulsion, we could be allies.
I was very aware of a way. But she's dead now.
And she was the only one who could do it?
Going to be able to defeat the compulsion. We confronted her, and she basically told us.
So a god couldn't do it. Somebody who was about to be then. And you all, who are definitely not deities, are going to stop it how?
Well, that's where I think you will be a value to us. Because obviously you knew that Aurelia could do it. Do you know how? You were obviously, a high priest of some sort. She must have told you something. And while I'm doing this, I'm going to be passing out rations to everyone and skip Quentin.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my rations, split them in half, and give half to
And
Quentin.
Oh my god! I try to take Quentin's rations.
Yeah, I'm going to stop her from doing that.
Yeah,
You're
no.
not going to stop me from doing that.
Well,
I'm much quicker than you.
Well, once you hand it to Quentin, I try to snatch it from him. 'Cause he does not deserve this.
so
Do you want another wrist slap?
as Doll is kind of sitting down and everybody's kind of taking a seat in this kind of semi-pentagram, Doll skips over Quentin, and Sybil, noticing this, kind of narrows her eyes at Doll and breaks some of the food, and takes out a quick knife and just cuts the apple in half and hands it to Quentin. And as Quentin kind of watches all of this goes down, and he's kind of looking at Doll and Sybil, Anal just slaps the food out of his hand. And he kind of just looks over at him and just says, it feels like I'm back in the royal dungeons. Thanks, I almost forgot.
Yeah, we're making sure you don't.
Yeah. If it's not
No.
clear, Quentin, we saved you,
this
but I don't like you.
more than we do.
We don't
Please.
need this guy.
Please.
We don't even.
That's fine. We don't need this guy. You need this guy. You're the one with a death sentence on your head.
If this is the guy to save me from my death sentence, then I might as well just die.
If that's how you feel, you can leave. Go walk on the King's Road. Get us caught. Fine. But Anal, you have to be a part of our group. We are sticking our necks out for you. We love you. Please participate.
The feeling is
Please
mutual,
be here
guys.
with us.
But this kid, this guy,
We
sucks.
need him alive. He's not good starved. Why? You're being obstinate for no reason.
I'm going
I don't like it.
to take Sybil
That's fine. You don't have
and pull her up and going to just take her for a small walk. And I'm just lean into her ear. Have you ever read any kind of adventure book in your life? Just a yes or no question. Okay, so here's a fun little tactic that people use. Food is a wonderful motivator for honesty.
He'll be honest with us.
I don't think
saved
so.
him from prison.
And he seems not very thankful for that.
He's not thankful to you. He was talking to me.
Which
Why
is
do
why-
you guys not see this?
Sybil,
I don't
Eye, Quentin.
understand.
Eyes of
I-
not. Quentin.
Sybil,
It has always worked for me in my life. If we are honest, if we are forthcoming, people respond to this. Every time I left my monastery, there were people who would spit on us. There were people who would close their doors in our faces. When we offered food, they looked through their windows. When we offered comfort, they opened their doors. When we offered an ear, they would talk. Compassion works. And I know you guys don't believe that, but in my soul, I do. And it works. My monastery hasn't been there for thousands of years because we destroyed and hunted and hurt people. It is because we cared about people, and we are going to be there a lot longer than you are. I am an elf. I have to live with the consequences of your actions much longer than you do. We need.
I'm going to take out my journal and rip out a page that is pre-written and give it to her. It is, I'm counting on that. I'm counting on that way you were brought up, that compassion, to get answers out of him. Here's all the questions that I want answered. I don't have it in me to forgive this man yet for what he did to my home, but I know that you do. And I'm just saying, a little bit of starvation, I'm not going to starve this man to death. I'm not like that. You know that. I'm just saying it's the incentive. And I think that you are the best chance of getting this guy to speak honestly. But you have to understand that he's a bad guy.
Darling,
But
all right.
here are the questions. I'm going to put the questions also in the chat.
So, doll, what I will say is, though I have not read adventure novels, I have read a detective novel, and I heard that there is an idea of a good cop, bad cop.
Yep.
When you give
Good guard, bad guard.
deny-
But yeah.
good monkey, bad monkey. So when you deny him food and I give him half, that shows him that I am to be trusted. I will meet you halfway, but you have to meet me halfway.
The way I'm giving you these questions, because you don't want me asking them.
I'll get the information.
I trust you to do that. And,
I trust you too.
well, go get him, kid.
During that talk, I'd like to just
I'm proud. I quit.
keep
Yeah, I wanted to take her, just outside, the fishery, if we can get outside the doors.
Yeah,
Out
sure.
of earshot and talking very low.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Um,
was a little bit more fiery, but I imagine dolls keep your voice down, and I tried at least a little bit.
I'm doing,
Yeah.
the back of the neck thing, just
Oh my god.
so you actually notice that when you come outside, you undo kind of the bar that's in front of it. It's just kind of a wooden bar on this side, and it's just a single door that leads out, and you see kind of a pretty full moon shining light onto the very large lake of Caldora, and there's also a river kind of outcropping. You're almost at the corner of this impasse here. And you kind of look off and you actually see the lights from kind of the city and the royal castle up on the hill way off in the distance. And there's definitely a chill breeze kind of floating in over the water. You definitely didn't notice it as much in the city, but it's definitely kind of as you look around. A lot of the few trees that are around don't have their leaves. the grass actually like kind of crunches underneath of your feet a little bit as it's dried out. And you definitely kind of pull your cloaks closer around your necks as you're kind of discussing things. Inside, Lucius, what were you going to do?
Just gonna talk to Quentin about. Yes, Aurelia may have been the plan to destroy the compulsion, but if 4 plucky individuals can stop her, do you really think she could have stopped the compulsion? And if you do, then maybe these 4 plucky individuals can stop the compulsion. It's kind of like put it back in his face.
I base...
Goddamn persuasion.
I mean, if you want to roll persuasion, sure.
I would love to. Oh. That's terrible.
Only 17.
17. That's
Oh,
shit.
4.
Yeah, drats. That's not even 20.
I base your success more on the failures and happenstance of other events as opposed to necessarily your prowess.
Ha!
However,
We kicked that
Fine.
person's ass.
I'm not debating that. I'm just saying if we manage to stop Aurelia, do you really think Aurelia could have destroyed the compulsion?
she wasn't far off from completing her goal of becoming a deity. In fact, given a few more hours, she may have succeeded.
We have ends with some deities. Maybe we can get them to destroy the compulsion for us. Don't you know, Umberly is acting directly in Caldera. Usually they don't do that unless there's a severe imbalance. Like maybe a compulsion.
Don't you think it's odd how the gods helped you stop Aurelia?
I mean, we're pretty cool. You know, we're friends with a couple of gods. It's not, crazy that they help us out from time to time.
Yeah, true. They may have been jealous and didn't want another deity among the crew.
Yeah. Inal does not believe that, though. He said that, but...
Or they were just trying to uphold the compulsion that they helped create.
Well, maybe.
Other than becoming a god, what's another way to destroy the compulsion?
Wasn't really part of my job description.
You're seeming more useless every time we talk, Quentin.
You would
Yeah,
know
you
how that
really
feels, wouldn't you?
That Aurelia could have destroyed it?
The power of gods goes far beyond what we can do as mere mortals.
And although you weren't a purveyor of this knowledge, you know that Aurelia would have become a god should she have completed her ritual. What if she was pulling the wool over your eyes, Quentin? You claim to be a seeker of truth.
The gods make their marks known on Terendal. If you don't believe in them, I question your own validity in thought, but that is part of the reason that it's belief. That's one of the necessary components in her ascension. And you guys hear footfalls on wood and the closing of the door
Fair enough.
as Dahl and Sybil make their way back in.
You're gonna get it now, Quentin. Oh, you're gonna
Right before we go inside, I
You're
do
gonna
want to say
freaking
something to
kill
Sybil. You know me. I am a liar. So I'm gonna probably tell some lies, okay? Just getting that out there. Okay. Let me go back in. Okay.
This is good.
So, we've all had a very long day. Some of us have rations. I say some of us have bed rolls. We probably should take shifts, sleep through the day. We can head out tomorrow. And, Quentin, you want to take first shift with me?
Not particularly.
Well, that's really great, because you're gonna anyway. And I'll hand out the rest of the I'll keep the rations with them in their pack, and then give the 2 bedrolls to the boys. Basically,
They
just
should have
not.
They should have their own bedrolls.
Yeah, they do.
Anal
Doll's
doesn't.
gonna hand it. Doll. Yeah,
Somebody
I'm
decided to
worried.
leave his stuff in his room.
yeah, Doll did leave everything.
Eh,
Doll's just like purposefully not giving Quentin anything.
Once, once those 2 settle down, I go over to Quentin and give him my bedroll. I don't actually need to sleep, so it doesn't matter.
Kind of nods and says, "Thanks."
I'm gonna go meditate because I don't actually sleep.
Correct.
I'll just post up across from Quentin and just look at him.
Okay. He kind of sets the bedroll up, kind of like folded in half, so he has something kind of soft to sit on, kind of leans, and he just stares back at you.
Eating quietly. You know, we never got the pleasure of meeting when you were not this. I heard great things about you. Met, what's her name? What was her name? Lana? She seemed real nice. What, you don't remember your own girlfriend? Aurelia scrubbed that from you too?
Aurelia didn't tell me anything in terms of what I should forget. Merely what I should know.
You should know. What should you know?
For you, nothing.
Quentin, I'm gonna give you a couple options. One is that you and me are gonna have a really nice, friendly, open and honest chat, and we can ask each other questions, be honest with each other. The second is we have that conversation, but every time you lie to me, I'm gonna break your finger. And if I run out of fingers, I'm going to find your girlfriend, and I'm going to break her fingers. Choice is yours. You want to answer just a couple of questions? Or do you want Lana to owe me a debt?
Do that and you won't know who put those bracers on your arms.
See, Quentin, that is exactly what I'm looking for. You know things. You're a smart boy. How do you know those things?
Some things leave signs. I was taught to read those signs.
By who?
Many.
Many.
The collective got rather large by the end there.
Is that what you called yourself? The collective?
That's how we viewed ourselves.
What changed? From what I hear, y'all call yourself something different now.
Ah, yes, the catchy cold fire heart. We'll see.
Really? Quentin, exactly what will we see? Aurelia is very dead.
True. But kings and nations and religions are worshipped, yet never seen sometimes. Something doesn't have to be alive to have faith in it, or the messages and teachings that they brought to us.
That's fair. Very fair. Well, you're smart, Quentin. So I expect you to make the right choices. And right now you get to keep your fingers, but piss me off and that's gonna change.
Just know that whatever you do to me will be child's play compared to what happens to you if you make the wrong moves.
Looking forward to it.
When he says that, he looks at the bracers.
They'll shove the rest of their food in their mouth. Stop talking.
Okay. So about 2 hours goes by. Who are you waking up for the next shift?
Probably Sybil.
Okay. So, Doll, you get up and you kind of shake Sybil awake. And Sybil, your eyes pop open. And you kind of get up and stretch a little bit, but don't need too much. And you kind of walk back over and take Doll's spot. And Doll, they go over and kind of lay out their bedroll and kind of in between two of the racks, so they have a little bit of privacy.
Hi, Quentin. How are you doing?
Getting tired, unfortunately.
Well, don't worry. I'll be on shift for like 2 hours, so I won't let these guys rough you up or anything. And when I say 2 hours, I mean 2 shifts.
Well, you haven't changed much.
Well, you see my hair. I cut it. But at least hope you noticed that.
Much like your friend noticed my haircut, yes.
A lot more's changed than meets the eye. I don't know if it's a good thing or not, but at least I'm learning. I know you've done a lot of studying. Did you like it?
It gave me a sense of direction and purpose.
I feel that. That hits me hard because I don't know if I ever told you, but kind of lied at the beginning. Told everybody that I was on a special mission, but I wasn't really. I'm kind of slowly finding my purpose. Sounds a little bit easier to just be given one.
In some ways, maybe. Although, given the depth of the task set forward by my, well, needless to say, it's not exactly an easy journey I'll be walking.
Yeah. Kind of sounds like our paths are gonna cross a lot.
Perhaps.
Quentin, what are we gonna do? I'm so confused. You seem so sure, but I often wonder that when we've really only been given one chance to live, that if we pick the wrong path, we don't know how to get off of it. And if we're guided along further down that path without being able to make our own decisions, it feels like an insurmountable task that we've been given.
Well, if your exploits in thwarting a large group is any indication, perhaps you will be able to complete another impossible task.
I think the biggest impossible task I'm fearing is one that comes from inside. Figuring out what's right and what's not. Anything that can cause such destruction just hurts every aspect of my soul. But knowing that this hurt has been going on for so long pains me. Knowing that my monastery wanted nothing to do with it. It pains me to know that we brushed off a sense of responsibility. And I feel like I need to write, but I don't know how.
Well, if you're going to liberate this country's people from the compulsion, doesn't seem like a bad way to start participating.
I question my elders. I was talking to Doll, and I told them that when you all are gone, I will still be here, dealing with your decisions. And I wasn't given a choice in that. All of my brethren are gnome and halflings. But when they're all gone, I'll still be here. I don't know how to keep going after that. I don't know if letting the compulsion be destroyed is the right decision. I don't know if keeping it is the right decision.
Well, you already know my feelings about it.
I do.
Maybe it's a question you need to ask the people of Tarrendale.
I believe that's probably wise. But answer me this. Why do you think other elves, like the Duke Woodsoul, would want to keep it? Just your opinion.
Some people make decisions for themselves. Some people make it for others. If he's been in power this long, perhaps he made it as a decision for himself. Maybe the life he had before the compulsion, before this country became more human than elf, he was running away from something. I've never met him, but I would imagine the people in power get comfortable, and them being comfortable isn't necessarily a good thing.
Quentin, I want you to promise me something.
Perhaps after I hear it, maybe I'll be able to.
I don't consider you in our debt for saving me from the gallows, and I guess the execution as well. I don't believe in debt. I believe in good faith. I believe in compassion. I would like you to also start believing in compassion. And while you're on your journey to defeat the compulsion, I would like you to not harm others. And I will do my best to also not harm. We are doing this for the good of people, the good of all Tarrendale citizens. I believe We are not the judges of their souls. And that's why I wanted to save you and your compatriots. Because even though I believe you had lost your way, your soul is exempt from our judgment.
I can't promise that I'll do no harm, because you always harm somebody with your actions, whether it's yourself or others. But if you let me go while the rest of your party sleeps, I'll promise to reduce as much harm possible. So, Sybil, do you consider Quentin not enough in your debt to let him go?
Unfortunately, I do not believe he's in my debt. But I am not the people of Tarandel all in one. So I cannot make that decision. Quinn, please stay with us for a little bit longer. I will make your stay with us far more enjoyable. You will be fed. You will be kept safe. And then you will be let go. But not until we choose. I'm sorry.
Not surprising, I suppose. Well, I assume that possibly some of the most restful sleep I'll get is when you are on watch, so if you don't mind. He kind of unfurls the bedroll and kind of puts himself in, and doesn't take long for his breathing to become slowed and less labored. So the rest of the hours pass, Sybil switching off, and everybody wakes up and is kind of stirring probably around 5 p.m. the next day.
So, we have got some options, folks. Obviously, Minnow wants us to take the path that he laid out for us. Sort of put our, sort of written down sort of an itinerary, a loose to-do list. There's definitely that place in the forest he wanted us to go to. There are people we'd like to visit as well, and of course now we have babysitting duty. Look at Quentin. So
I sort of just like tapped all, just like.
So, what are we gonna do?
I think sticking to the plan is the best bet. I mean, we have a course.
While babysitting.
Uphill. We have.
Now let's make sure we need to do this babysitting.
It'll be fine.
Let's just take a
Well,
quick
you're trusting, right?
assessment of Quentin's value here. Did you all get the information that was so pertinent to our travels?
And we're on the way.
I'm just
God, can I get the,
asking.
can we get the map?
Yeah.
Is it worth
of the
becoming public enemy
country.
number one?
Are you guys not on the country?
No, we're on the chopping
Oh, we're in
block.
the John.
Well, that's weird.
Oh. Can I take
Here
a
we go.
back and forth?
Sure can.
Gracias.
So, and we are like right outside
You guys
Caldera.
can You guys can talk about how great my
Yeah,
role
you're
play
like
is.
here.
Okay. Like this little guy.
Mhm.
Okay.
Right where that kind of river meets the lake.
Yeah, yeah. So,
But I will
I
ask
want to talk
Alex.
plans, but I do not want to talk around them with Quentin
Yeah.
there.
How about Sybil goes for like a walk around the lake or whatever, and Quentin goes with them.
Okay,
With her.
that's fine. Okay, so I definitely do not want Quentin to know what is in the Splinterwood Forest. That being said, I didn't get all the answers I wanted out of him last night. He seemed pretty resistant to me, which is fair because I did threaten to break his fingers, and I told Sybil that was a lie. I'm going to tell you guys that's not a lie.
You should have broken a couple at least.
I almost did, but I have parameters. He didn't technically lie to me or refuse to answer. He just talks in circles.
I hate this kind of.
I mean, I hope you don't hate me. Just hold the compass really close to me.
I see the compass.
Still kind of wants the compass.
Anyway,
And I'll have another shiny. I'll reach in and blow out Danny.
so I definitely want Quentin to.
This bribery is slowly working.
Because Splinterwood Forest already is dicey terrain for me, albeit we'll be in the sort of middle zone. But on top of that, we have. I'm just torn. Because he's got information that we definitely could use.
Okay.
He seems real reluctant to giving us that information, and I just somehow, even though we're sort of working towards the same goal, he is one of those types that I feel like he's going to slit our throats.
He kind of sucks. And, hear me out. I know you don't want to go to Oakendale just yet, but maybe we just stop there, drop Quentin off, head to the Splinterwood Forest.
I don't think Quentin will fare very well in one of the first hit cities.
I'm not too worried about Quentin's safety if you have.
I don't know if I want to take Quentin to my hometown that was destroyed by his collective. And that being said, we'd have to go up to Oakendale and then back down to the forest. Minnow already laid out a plan for us.
They're calling themselves a collective?
Yeah,
That's pretty dope.
I would assume that Dahl would tell everyone what they learned.
Agreed, Lucia.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool name.
So, yeah, collective.
Yeah, maybe about like Wycliffe. Why don't we just drop him off at Wycliffe? No one's gonna.
Well, I mean, if we want
Teleport us there.
to let him,
Omar,
I don't want to.
oh, sorry. I know. I went to the bathroom for 5 minutes. Why are we dropping off Quentin? We don't need to.
Sybil's technically walking with Quentin outside right now.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
okay.
like-
I didn't know. I'm sorry.
So, I'm just worried that if he gets more information, he might do something bad. I don't know. I don't trust this man, but then also we
Okay,
I
so
wanna
think of it
get
this
to
way,
that
right? So
tower.
like, Quentin and us
yes.
are sort of maybe kind of working toward the same.
Yeah.
Maybe. So why don't we use him as like our little, like guinea pig or messenger? We don't need him around us. He's kind of cramping our style, to be honest. Like Hydras, we could shrink a little bit, but we'd add a new head, and it's kind of like a limp head. He's like dragging around. It's not cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
He
So
definitely can't hang.
let's
Definitely is a
just-
total
It's
nerd.
really
Let's just-
weird being the calming voice of reason, but maybe we should keep Quentin around. I know I'm usually the rash one, but like, why are we trying to get rid of him?
we don't
I
need
hate his
him.
guts.
I hate him.
No, but I think actually, Lucius, you're right. Technically, we are working for the same goal, and he's got y'all. He knows a lot more than I. I suspected that he might. He knows about my new, whatever. I don't even know what to call it yet.
Oh, your new shackles.
Not that
Kingston?
though. I don't know. He hasn't said
Uh,
anything. He gave me a lot of things
handcuffs.
without asking for anything. So, again, I'm really hoping for that whole trophy warlock thing. That's the ideal situation here, other than getting my soul back. But regardless,
You're not saying you're doubting your Swamp Queen gift or anything. You're not worried that it has,
Hey, I have a
bad
title.
implications.
I mean, we are public enemy #1, so I might have gotten it rescinded,
I-
but I am a Baron.
I definitely don't regret it because I did not want to be with my old one anymore.
So what's
Did
this?
not wanna-
What's this worry? What are we worried about? It's a
I'm-
new god, new day, new powers.
I'm worried that I have
We got-
seen this man,
Jesse.
seen my whatever he is, my associate, once, He hasn't spoken to me. Well, he spoke to me once. He sounded very handsome. He looked handsome. But he hasn't asked for anything, which I'm not used to.
I mean,
But
we haven't burned anything.
I haven't burned anything, which is...
You haven't caught on fire in a while.
I
That's
haven't
kinda
caught
cool.
on fire,
Caught
which is
on
really
fire.
nice. I haven't. It's been really nice, actually. Here's hoping for Trophy Warlock. Anyway, but actually, Lucius, I think you're right. I think maybe keeping Quentin with us, even though he sucks, probably better than setting him off on his own, where he is mostly
If we bring him with us
unsupervised.
Bring him with us to the tower where we're meeting the rest of our secret society. We can either have them watch over him, or they can say, "Hey, what are you doing bringing an outsider? You gotta kill him now." And then our decision is made for us.
Well, I don't think we're meeting anybody there.
Right.
We're
So
meeting the guy who employed Minnow.
okay, let's just like
He recommended
You
that
know.
we go there. I don't think he's going to be there. But if he is, hey, that's another... We can have... You're right, then he can babysit.
these Minnow's not gonna be. Come on.
No, not Minnow. Minnow. Whoever Minnow saved.
Oh yeah, come on. They're also not gonna be.
Yeah,
having
dead
a
people
lot.
can't babysit.
So again, let's just reiterate what we need, right?
He knows a lot more than he's letting on. He knows how to pull down the... I think he knows how to pull down the
He
compulsion.
does not know how to pull down the compulsion. Come on. Can I do an
Well, he
intelligence
literally...
check? I'm gonna do an intelligence
Yeah. Blind faith in.
check. Yeah.
Can I do like a retroactive insight to see if he was bullshitting?
I
Sure.
don't like Quentin.
Alright, let me do an insight real quick.
Oh yeah.
22.
Like you said, he kind of talked in circles.
Okay.
But when he indicated knowing something, at least, about your bracers or your shackles, he seemed sincere.
Okay. Yeah, I think he knows a lot more than he would like us to believe. Because if he knows about, some rando warlock patron, what's to say he doesn't know about the compulsion? Or he seemed like a high priest. He must know something. He knows something. He knows what their plans were. He,
All,
no.
all I'm gonna say is that if we get to the Splinter Forest with Quentin, he won't last.
And then if he doesn't last, he doesn't last. But in the meantime, he knows stuff,
Gotta at
and
least get him there.
we can at least get him there. Okay,
Uh,
so we all right. We're taking Quentin with us to the Splinter Forest, and we'll see what happens
Oh,
there.
are you excited to go to the Spirewood? Like,
Absolutely.
it's nature. And it's raw is, right?
You say doll or no?
No.
oh, me, yeah. This sounds pretty nice. We've been avoiding it this whole time.
I know, Doll, you're like very not okay with going there, but your concern lies in the north of the Splinterwood Forest, right?
Yeah.
Not all of the Splinterwood Forest.
Northern, yeah. And Minnow wrote us a path, and I've never known Minnow to. He's a smart cookie. He knows what he's doing, and I'm sure he's fine. So, I mean,
Can anybody? No, we don't have like a courier or message service we could get to Minnow.
I have scrying, but that's one of my spells. Well, I was gonna scry on him,
Just sitting around all day.
but I mean, Minnow, he's fine. He was born in the Underdark. Like he crawled his way out, and he is prime fighting zone is dark tunnels. So I'm he'll be all right. And wherever they're sitting, Doll's legs just going crazy. But again, he's a great planner. So this path, I have 100% belief that we stick to this path, we'll be okay. Travel at night, stay off the King's Road. Hopefully no one will give us trouble. And hopefully Sybil can keep her boy on a leash, and we'll be all right.
So, they are away from us right now. If we really need to, I can cast sleep on him if he tries to make a break for it, but that only lasts a minute. So, do we want to make a plan for if Quentin tries to make a breakaway?
I mean, if he tries to make a break for it,
We kill him.
I mean, you can't sleep on him, we'll tie him up.
Yeah, I think that's a nicer, safer option.
We just
Yeah.
knock him out.
Yeah.
One way or another. Hard.
Well,
No permanent damage.
no permanent.
Yeah.
No, well, yeah, no permanent damage.
Permanent. You know, what's permanent these days, right?
Yeah,
Prestidigitation.
like-
Don't like use of air quotes, guys. We're not killing Quentin.
We're not killing Quentin.
But if
We're not
Quentin dies
killing
in our
Quentin.
possession, isn't that the same thing? And
We're not killing.
or we're leading him to his death.
No.
No.
We have no look. We keep our hands clean on if he lives or dies. You know, if he's fallen into some kind of tar pit. Oh, I was looking the other way.
I mean, yeah, to get
I don't know. There's weird shit in the Splinterwood Forest. So anyway, so we
need to have
Good.
a plan for tar pits?
yeah, sure. No, we're fine. No, you don't have to worry your head about anything. Splinterwood, there's weird shit in there. You know, there's weird shit in there, Lucia. Have you? Just kind of be ready for it. Well, yeah, it sucks. It's scary and dark and old.
The rest of my whole life.
Lucius, when was the first time you ever left home? Was it?
When I met you guys at Outbreaker.
That answers so much for me,
That makes-
Lucius.
That tracks.
Ooh. Oh man. And you're like,
LOL, same.
oh dear. And all, when was the last time? When was the first time you left wherever you grew up in the Splinterwood Forest, didn't you? The South Side.
That was close.
Okay. When was the first time you left there?
Leave, return. Who really knows these things? You know, in and out of the fort a couple
So am
times.
I just gonna take that as I am the only one who has traveled around the country, and the only experience that you guys have is on this trip?
Oh, okay. You act like I don't talk to animals, you know, when I'm in there. I had a lot of
There's
Close
a big difference, my friend, on
companions
reading about a
in that
location
forest,
and
okay.
being at the location.
the swamp
Oh,
is very
no.
versatile, right? You meet a lot of characters.
Still need to go to Lake Aviva and get Tao a rainbow fish.
Do you know how big those fish are? No, of course you don't. You've never left Cloud's Rest. They're huge. The
No.
size of boats.
Big fish.
I'm just like coming to terms with the fact that I am somehow I have this weird sense of
The adult.
responsibility to you guys now. I mean, I'm the oldest and I guess the most traveled. Ooh. Oh
and
no.
yet,
And-
all of this happened because
Ooh.
who?
I mean, ooh, okay, anyway. Oh dear. So am I like your never mind.
Okay,
Anyway.
I'm done with it. I will walk out.
Yeah, I'm done with this conversation.
I'm just sitting here like,
Yeah. And I have my eye looking out for when Quentin and
Okay, you see them probably like 100 yards away, kind of walking
Okay,
back
I'm gonna-
towards.
go out to meet
Okay.
Lucius, you
Bro?
never left. You really never left home. Oh man, that explains so much of
how
you was
many other
explained.
tieflings have we seen so far? One.
You're right.
One.
We have not seen a lot of. Where the
That's
fuck
true,
did you
but-
come from? I don't know if that's that. Wow, that was like really insensitive, wasn't it? I'm sorry. That was.
Where
I'm
did you
so
come
sorry.
from?
I'm so sorry, hun. I'm so sorry.
Roll
No, I didn't mean it
intimidation.
like that. I didn't mean it like that. You know.
Crit success.
No, it's fine. No,
Ow.
honey, I'm weird in this country too. Like we, how many half elves have we met? You know.
But I'm going to go meet with Quentin.
Okay.
So now I feel this doll feels so bad.
He notices you kind of walking up and says, "Great."
Can me and Quentin have a conversation while they were having a conversation?
Sure.
I mean, not too much, but I was actually just gonna suggest to Quentin, like, hey, do you wanna spar a little bit?
I'm not exactly the sparring type.
So what did you do? Did they not train you to fight at least a little bit?
Not particularly.
Like, what was your job? What was your rank or something? I'm gonna like still maybe just a little bit get the blood flowing. We could do some like jumping jacks and I start doing like stretches and stuff. And I assume we're like at the peak of our walk, and then eventually we'll come back. But like, let's just get some exercise.
He's like, "We're walking. Isn't that the exercise?"
Walking's not exercise. Walking is walking. Fine,
For
we'll
somebody
keep it-
who
we'll keep
tends
it-
to stay inside and read and whatever. Also,
At least do squats with me while
unlike
we
you, I've been sitting in a jail cell for a month and my muscles have atrophied a bit, so.
There. Well, if you ever need, you can piggyback. But I guess walking at a brisk pace will be enough exercise for me. But I'll probably do some cartwheels to get myself moving.
Noted.
So what did you do? Tell me about your time. Sorry. Plain.
Well, we ate and we slept and we did that over again. Some people mined, some people learned, some people went out to find things. I did research and welcomed new initiates.
Did you like meeting new people?
Let's just say I know a lot of people now than I did before, coming from a small town.
That is fair. I know a lot more people now too. Not sure if I like it though. It's hard keeping everyone straight. Do you find that you can keep the books straighter than you can keep the people?
Tend to find I have a pretty good way to remember people's faces and names.
Maybe you could teach me. I hate being a ambassador. So much pressure. Were you that kind of person? Ambassador-ish?
Not really. Seems your Dragonborn friend is coming. Great.
Oh, ignore him. No, we're just stretching. What's going on? Do we need to come back to the group, or can we?
Oh,
Can I
no,
get
no.
my boy to spar a little bit with me?
Take your time. I just wanted to talk to your boy for a little bit, make sure we're on the same page.
What page is that? I've been talking to him.
Oh, just making sure that, we don't start any more trouble. I think we got off to the wrong foot earlier, and I just want to make sure that we're all together on this one.
Oh, that's
What's
great.
your death sentence?
Excuse me?
Sybil said yesterday you have a death sentence.
Let's go walk a little. Let's go talk and walk a little bit, Quentin. And I will try to
Are you trying? Are you guys fighting over the pretty new toy and like you're trying to drag him one way and Sybil's like grabbing the other arm?
I'm trying to give eyes to Anal to be like, I mean, it's obvious what my eyes are saying. Is it obvious that Anal is picking up on what my eyes are saying?
Due to his high passive perception, you would guess that yes, he's picking up what you're putting down, but he doesn't really care, kind of in a Null's fashion.
Why does no one trust me? Literally, the person who trusted me the least at the beginning trusts me the most now. Doesn't make sense. I don't understand people.
Sybil continues to rant and walk away.
I'm walking ahead of them, but I keep them in my peripherals as I'm doing like my stretches and trying to just like get my blood flowing.
Make sure there's no scuffles.
Exactly.
Gotcha.
And I would like to eat more.
Yeah. So I'm gonna like. I want to be honest with Quentin, right? But I think I might lie a little bit, but you know, we'll see. So
I love that sentence structure. I want to be
honest.
with this guy, but I feel like I want to lie.
But I'm gonna lie.
Keep it fun and flirty.
yeah. So I'm not like. Okay, so Quentin, glad you made it here. First off, glad to see you got out of those gallows. That was a close one. Huh?
That sounds like a lie, but okay. I appreciate your attempt at hospitality.
Thank you. Yeah. Okay, I'm just gonna get straight to it. You know,
You don't get along with people very well, do you?
it's mostly just you. It's really just, it's honestly, people love me. Actually, it's kind of only you. It's kind of weird.
Kind of seems like you're the outsider of the group.
Ah, yeah, me, the outsider, right? So coming from the kid, you know, we snuck into the group. It's crazy. It's like you aren't really a part of us.
Kidnapped if I'm the kid, but sure.
Anyway, Quentin, I came here to reason with you because it seems like our tasks may align. You know, might have interests that might be beneficial to both of us.
Does that include you not dying to a death sentence?
That whole thing, that's a little hiccup in the game of life.
I know something about that.
Yeah. So let's play with this. You know, what do you know about this death sentence? Because I can tell you a good amount about, you know, gave it to me, who might be a very powerful being, deities of such, you know, powerful people, do a little compulsion trick.
Other than Sybil's indication that you have a death sentence, I don't know what it's from.
Okay, well, a little contract I made with a very close friend of mine. We do this all the time. You know, he needed something. I know I could do it. Might have to deal with the compulsion. Might have to be taken down. I'm a little hazy on the detail.
So you made a deal to take down the compulsion or else with a friend.
Yes, very close friends. He knew I could do it, so it was like a joke.
Are you friends
Yeah.
with a devil?
You must not have a lot of friends, Quentin. It's just how we...
Not many friends that I make contracts with that will kill me.
Pretty lame friends. Anyway, this is not the point of this conversation. What I am trying to get at is that we are on the same. Okay, we both don't really like the compulsion, maybe for different reasons. But at the end of the day, you want it down, I want it down. Let's help each other.
And how exactly are we going to do that?
Now I'm gonna take a quick glance around, suspiciously, make sure no one is looking.
Other than Sybil, who's occasionally giving you a backward glance, but
I'm not really within earshot. I might be able to pick up a word here or there, so I know, like, generally, but, like, no.
Okay, so I
I'm still
see
giving you
Sybil,
eyes.
and I lower my voice, and I
okay.
go, "You don't really want to. I don't really want. So
So you
yeah."
cut out for a second, so I didn't actually catch that last word.
Says, so you don't really want to be here. I don't really.
You cut out again in the same spot.
Okay, wait. Let me try this. Okay. Better? Can you hear me consistently?
For the moment.
All right. So, again, Quentin, you don't want to be here. I don't really want you here. So, hear me out. I need a favor, and in return, I might lose track of you along the way to get you to, out of our captivity, if you will.
And what would that favor be?
I need you to do a little reconnaissance on this area. Have a location, I got a map. All I need you to do is meet us in White Clef. Maybe, outside White Clef, after we do, a little thing, make sure it's... I'll give you a better timeline once you kind of agree to these things. Again, just do a little reconnaissance, tell me what's happening here, meet me somewhere else. You're a free man. Easy.
That doesn't sound entirely unreasonable.
Okay, right. I like to hear that. And so I will... I'm going to take out the note that Duke Woodsoul gave me.
Mm-hmm.
First, I'm going to try to commit just the picture to memory.
Okay.
And then I'm going to tear off like the note part, like the letter, and then just hand him the...
Okay.
I feel like I would be upset if I didn't.
So I'm getting, okay. So I'm going to point here and go, I need you to go here. Long story short, someone stole something from me, very valuable. I need to get it back. I need to find out the best way to get inside there and out. Super simple. Crazy simple.
All right.
So do we have a deal? And I will kind of put my hand out more in a way of like, it's a forced hand, putting it kind of close to the chest.
When exactly would I be misplaced?
I think the sooner the better. So my idea is that when we're on the boat, you may go overboard. And me, being the druid that I am, will find you when you go overboard and swim you to the closest shore. Bada boom, bada bing, you're out of here. I come back, say I went to go search for you. Boom.
Perhaps on a night shift would be better. That way the others don't know I'm gone for some time and the direction that I go in.
Yes. Good idea.
Because something tells me I can't outrun our friend up here.
Yes, and I will cautiously look back at Sybil, but, casually too. Sort of like...
I'll need a bit of food and maybe a blanket.
That can be arranged.
All right. Let's do that.
All right. And, Quentin, I will know where you are. Not going to tell you how, but, just be faithful this one time. I know we aren't the closest of friends, not friends at all actually, but I'm helping you, you're helping me. Seems mutual.
I think this all sounds very fair.
I'm gonna roll insight
Okay.
because I'm not a dummy.
But it's still
Come on, 8. Both of them. Come on.
Damn.
LOL.
God.
He seems suspicious, but willing to cooperate, given your animosity yesterday. But you can tell that he's
inviting me over.
down to escape if you'll allow him, and seems to think that a little bit of reconnaissance in White Cliff isn't completely unfair as a trade-off.
Okay. All right. So. Okay. And then Quentin, I'm gonna let you know this right now. Not good at lying. So we have to tell a story right now to make sure we weren't talking about you escaping. What am I gonna tell Sydney?
Oh, let's say that you threatened me and I scoffed it off.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, we should make it believable, right?
That sounds pretty believable.
Eh. And then I'm going to scratch him.
Okay. We'll just say you do like a point of damage and he's like, ow.
Like, good. Now that looks.
No. What did you do?
What? Nothing. He's
And I-
fine.
And I come back and I know what the.
He's like some sort of beast, and he like backs away from him.
And you
I
better
pull him
stay.
all over him. Like, what did you do? Did you not read my eyes? I.
Fine.
Oh,
Fine. It's just a little scratch.
why? You know I'm talking to him. You know.
You better keep this guy away from me. I don't trust him.
I'll give him a little jump.
He backs up a little bit.
No. Go back to the cabin right now.
Well,
I will make my way back.
Okay.
What did he do to you? Did he threaten you? What's going on?
time.
He threatened me a bit, but nothing quite so bad as your friend from last evening. But then he got a little physical, I guess. A little overzealous. Perhaps we could bandage this up at some point. I don't know what kind of infectious diseases he might have.
He doesn't have any diseases, and I take out like my mini pack that I usually carry on me if I'm not doing anything,
Fanny pack?
and basically, and I just like drip some disinfectant, and then
Okay, give a little salve over there, and you kind of wrap his arm. And when you look up, you're kind of close face to face with him, and you didn't really realize it. And he's kind of staring at you intently, a little bit surprised.
oh, he's don't worry, it's okay. I told you I'd keep you safe.
So you did.
All right, let's get those muscles moving. We should get back. But not until you tell me what you were talking about before. What did you do? What was your rank? Tell me about your life. I need to know. Humanize yourself again. Don't let me remember all the bad stuff. Give me some of the good.
There's a game night on Felling Night that I generally ran. That was fun.
What are your favorite kids? Is it a puppy? Sorry.
It's a pupper. And a Stephaner.
Well, Stephanie.
I want to see how big the puppy is now.
I know. he's probably so big.
How big is the pupper? This big.
That is big.
I feel like Quentin and Doll are on the two opposite nerd spectrums.
Quentin and Doll,
Yeah.
the two opposite nerve spectrums. Your voice is a little weak right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh,
Better?
better.
Okay.
He comes back in, I'll lift him up and show you he's large.
Yes.
Yes.
Show me
Very
his
small.
large pupper
He's
body.
like 75% legs.
He gonna be a big boy.
Do some deadlifts with him.
Get that strength.
Took him to like puppy training camp today. So
Oh, yeah?
that was-
Oh, that's
we
awesome.
learned- They pretty much just told us to say no a lot more. We were like, that's a bad word.
It's like, gotta put him in his
That's
place. So Sybil and Quentin make their way back in as he's telling her about the game night he had. And the rest of the group is kind of like repacking the gear, and they're picking out an appropriately sized boat.
Would there be enough time for Doll to cast ritual cast Find Familiar? Get Jesse back.
It's probably about 45 minutes till nightfall.
5. Hey, do you guys want to wait like 20 more minutes so I can get Jesse back?
Very rocky.
No.
Quentin kind of looks around and says, Jesse.
None of your beeswax. I'm trying to figure out.
Pupper break.
Jessie is a raccoon, but she would be useful as a bird. But she likes being a raccoon.
Show us the pupper.
Stephanie!
He'll be on the water. Oh my god!
He's so big!
That's adorable.
He's such a big boy!
Is it like kind of? It kind of looks like Mike. Not gonna lie.
Mike is golden retriever-esque.
Yeah.
Everybody's happy to see him. He's pretty cute. Pretty furry.
Aww.
I'm cracking up over here.
The pupper!
Oh, Stephanie, how are you?
No, you got to sit up higher.
Aw, he's so cute.
No.
I'm doing good. I'm hanging in
Yeah,
there.
how them ribs?
Healing.
Yeah.
That's how we're
Good.
going. Yeah, she said healing.
Healing. It's a slow process, unfortunately, but
Oh my.
definitely a lot better, a lot more mobile, so that's good.
Good.
Able
Good,
to
good.
play with Winston a little bit more, so I'm happy.
Yes, he's looking sheepy.
Oh, yeah.
It's
You
time
would
for you to go
be
back to bed. It's time for you to go back to bed. You woke up though.
Oh, sheepy boy.
Oh my god. It's so cute. He's adorable.
Yes.
The pupper. God, he's definitely a lot longer.
Yeah.
Those legs splayed out like that.
so funny.
Long dog.
He's just
Oh my
like,
goodness.
he loves
Just
it. Oh my
totally
God.
doesn't care. Just like, do what you will with me, but put me back in bed soon.
And gives me a pet.
I'm gonna bring Jesse back as an owl.
Okay.
Be traveling at. Hold on. Let me look up owl stats. They have dark vision, right? I feel like Jesse doesn't like being other animals, but
One of the things that I would change about the owl stats is for some reason they don't have advantage on stealth checks.
they
In-
don't.
Related to sound, I would say they would 100% have advantage on stealth checks because they are the stealthiest sound of bird.
It says that they have.
You
Okay,
never
they have
know when-
advantage
when
on
they're
perception
up here and
checks.
they just go right for your head.
Okay,
People die
have-
from head wounds of owls.
they're big.
It's crazy.
What? Are you
But have you
serious?
seen their crazy legs?
What?
Their owls are crazy.
Are you serious?
Have you ever?
Just
We
sent me
had
a podcast. It's insane.
Oh,
we have owls at my parents' house, and they're crazy.
no.
Okay, she has advantage on wisdom perception checks that rely on hearing and sight. And she has dark vision of 120 feet. Her passive perception is 13. She's +3 to stealth and +3 to perception.
Omar, listen to this podcast.
Hell yeah.
It's a really great podcast, and it's also the first episode, and it's about owls, but it's also about.
The fuck is this?
criminals.
What is that?
Oh.
It's great.
Whoa! These.
I didn't ever want to see that, but thank you, Chris.
Oh god.
Chris, what did you do?
Oh my
Just
god.
look in the chat and learn something else about owls that's very concerning.
Oh lord.
Jeez.
They're like 80% legs.
Where is the chat? Oh my goodness, there it is. Okay, sorry. Oh my god, yeah, it's so great. Owls are so cute.
I'm trying to find where
Owls
her
are
reference
adorable.
stats are.
What kind of owl is it?
That's a good question.
Barn, snowy,
Hold
horned?
on. Let's just ask, hey Google, what kind of owls are there?
It's a shitload of types of owls.
Just I feel like a barn owl, yeah, with like the kind of apple faces.
An Australasian grass owl.
Nah, like a
This is
yeah, barn owl. You guys know what a barn owl?
Barn owls are classic.
yeah.
Yeah.
Omar, this is Helen talking to you. You better not ruin Sybil's goddamn plans.
Oh,
Yeah,
I am
Medicare.
so ready to run these. I am so ready to let this man free. It's gonna be my crown.
I hate you so much.
It's gonna be excellent. Can't wait till everyone wakes up and Quentin is not there.
Michael's actually worried that Omar or Anal is actually just gonna kill Quentin and be like, no, he just ran away.
I feel like if Dawn
But he's
knew,
dead.
they'd be so proud of him. Oh, they'd be so proud.
Oh
If he
yeah, I
wasn't
can't
kind of
wait.
fucking us over.
But
It's like one of those things where it's like
not
this.
proud of Sybil for like trying to get the information and like do
Yeah, but there's something about a chef's kiss lie like that, just deceit.
But it's so funny because Anel's so bad at lying.
Terrible. I'm glad I did not say anything to you, or you didn't question me because it would have been over.
Yeah, no, immediately.
No, I can't.
Like you.
No, I just won't happen.
Anel's better just like
To mark
stay
down.
quiet the entire time. He'll never be able to keep it quiet.
Yeah, that's gonna be. That's
Oh, man. This is
Would it be a good idea to scry on Minnow?
Don't feel
Wait, I was gonna say, can't people see the scribe, or is it only the
If they
person?
have see invisibility, they can.
Okay.
But otherwise they cannot.
about that. Oh shit!
Mm-hmm.
Wait, if I use see invisibility, I
It's
can
good.
see scribes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can.
I'm gonna burn a spell slot right now. Yeah, can I just? I'm gonna use see invisibility and see if we're being scried upon right now.
There's like multiple eyes all around you, and you look up and there's there's nothing.
Giant eye.
It's just one. You know the eye.
Focuses on you.
Oh no. You know the eye from Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood? That one.
Yeah.
Eye of Truth.
Unrelated, but if you guys
Hands
haven't
start
listened to
reaching
that,
out, and you turn
guys-
it off, and you're just like, okay. I'm not gonna freak out.
What's up? Oh, no.
What is
what
do we need to watch, Alina?
Oh, Magnus Archives. Excellent eye imagery as well in there, and just a plethora of horrifying monsters. It's good.
Ooh, like eldritch horror monsters.
Yeah, it's scary and not a lot of things. I like horror a lot, and not a lot of shit scares me. That show scared the shit out of me.
Which show? I'm sorry.
The Magnus Archives. It rekindled my actual real life fear of the dark. Um,
I don't know.
it's good. It's really good. But yeah, I feel like Doll would try to, if they had time, they would try to scry on Minnow. Do they have time?
Not between that and the bird.
Okay, then Jesse probably.
Okay.
All right.
So the bird has arrived.
Hi,
You
Jesse.
guys
I'm
is
sorry, you're a bird. I know you like being a raccoon.
The
I'm immediately trying
the
to
owl
take
just like
Jesse's leg.
looks at its wings. It's like, I can't wash things with this.
I know. It'll eat just a
What
little
the
bit. Just a little
fuck?
bit.
Squawkity
don't-
squawk squawk.
Don't worry about it. Alrighty. I know.
Just
I know.
Just-
waddles off with its long legs.
And it's like I was trying to figure out how to like hold her because it's just like the instinct is.
You just
raccoon,
keep
but
grabbing
like,
feathers and just keep
talons.
slipping away and just like slapping.
Oh, this sucks. Just put her on my shoulder. Okay,
It's a grumpy looking barn owl.
I know. All right.
So disturbing looking at this picture.
Take the chat away.
Got them long legs.
So we're picking out a boat.
What? Oh, it's even better now.
So you guys packing up the boat,
Yes.
sneaking in. Okay, so you guys put the boat in the
Grab it
water.
over and start going.
Yep. Rather than like that, you're gonna do like more of a traditional like kind of side paddle because it's quieter.
I want to send Jessie out to the furthest, like 90 feet, because our furthest is 100, and have her scan to see if there's any other boats. I guess like pop into Jessie vision and just see if there's any other ships we should be aware of. Try to stay out of sight. We're
Gotcha.
on like a collision course with any, since it's dark and we don't. I assume we don't have a light. We're trying to stay unnoticed.
Cool. All right. So throughout the night, you travel. You only see one other boat. And they're going in the opposite direction, and they pay you about as much attention as you pay them. They kind of drift past, and there's some dark figures in there. It's a little hard to see, but other than that, they kind of quietly paddle on by you.
You'd say we pass by like 2 ships in the night.
Something like that.
Okay.
Overall, you kind of look and you occasionally see the flicker of eyes on the shore. You assume it's the different creatures of the night getting drinks of water. And after a full probably like 10 hours of nighttime, it's definitely cold as you were just on the water with not much protection from the wind. And you guys kind of had to get at least partially wet to get into the boat. So there's a little bit of shivering. But as you start to see the sky go from kind of a dark, deep purple and start to slowly kind of transition to lighter and lighter, starting to ever so slightly show its blue, and you see the stars slowly kind of fading from view, you decide that it's probably a pretty good time to stop. But you also see that you're coming to a bit of a head where the water's going, and you kind of finish, and you actually get kind of into this like slow rotating pool, and there's actually, other than the way you came in, there's no other way out, and you're just slowly kind of circling this small pool, and it appears that you've reached the end of this river.
Are we by a
Like a
shoreline?
whirlpool?
Or?
This is a was it Maelstrom?
You're not really sure, like, it's confusing because the water is flowing the direction that came from. It seems that this water is draining somewhere, but you're not really sure where.
It's like definitely a Maelstrom.
I don't trust like that. Oh, wait. No, that actually might be to the Underdark if this is a path that Minnow takes.
Yeah, I've noticed that. I like
Not what
this is something.
the to the shore.
Full speed ahead.
Yeah, are we by a shore, or are we like in the? Is this like a weird
It's
middle of the
it's a
river
very
situation?
slow kind of like, it's not in threatening of like taking you somewhere. So if you paddle a little bit, you'll be able to get to shore.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, we have
I'd
to.
say-
Double aggressive.
Bit splashy. So you guys
So-
get to shore, and you kind of pull the boat ashore. You guys sink a little bit into the mud on the bank, and given about 15 minutes, you guys put some branches over it, and you put some mud on there so it's hard to see. And you guys kind of make your way into the grasslands with the occasional hills. You find as the light kind of starts to go into very early morning, and the kind of goes from this bluish, tinge of twilight to orange to yellow. You look around, and you do find a bit of like a nice kind of alcove where there's some trees next to the side of a hill, and you guys kind of settle in there.
Okay.
That sounds like a
So
good idea.
on Minnow's map, are we past the river section, or do we need to keep going up?
You're pretty much as far as you can go waterways wise.
Okay. All right. Good.
So I assume we're like here.
Yeah.
Let me see. Yep.
Okay. And we need to be. He said, hills.
Gotta go
These are
up
the
the
hills, right?
Yep.
East of the Sundering Forest. The path is around there-ish.
Yep.
Okay. Okay. All right. Well,
First, we need to head west, right? And then north?
east and then west.
Yes.
West.
Or, well, north
West
and
with
then.
no one eats soggy waffles. West with the boat, hills of the Splinterwood Forest, road west east, tower, or person.
That?
So we go.
So
We take the boats
already-
west. We
already
go
did
north
that.
to the hills east of the Splinterwood Forest. There is an overgrown entrance into the path through, and that tower is on that road where the person that Minnow saved recommended that we go to, and that we should travel at night. So, where is the one where we would intersect with the King's Road? Where would that be?
It'd be right around like here.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So we have basically that's gonna be our next point tomorrow probably.
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of stuff on foot here, unless we can maybe. Who's into horse theft here? Have you guys ever done that before? It's really hard.
I veto that. It's a lot harder to be quiet and stealthy on a horse if your horse
That's-
is trained.
That's fair.
Also, already wanted. Let's not try to steal shit and draw more attention.
Hey, let's lean into it, baby.
Yeah,
It's
lean
fine.
into it. We already stole. We might as well
It's a joke. It's I'm
own our
joking.
name.
It was a joke.
I was
We
I'm-
didn't steal anything. We freed people.
I'm doing much better now.
Doll, did we steal something?
We stole a human being. We did steal
We
that.
did not-
from
we did
death.
not
Cold
steal a
hands.
human being. We did not
You
steal
stole
a
me.
human being.
We stole a human being. I'm just saying, horse theft was a joke.
Well, seeing as I didn't paddle, I suppose I'll be staying up first with the first person who's watching this evening. Or I guess this morning. This is a very odd
I'll get it
feeling.
out of the way so I can actually get some good rest after.
Could I not do it with the scratchy dragonborn?
Okay, cool it, buddy.
Why don't we stay on our normal schedule, Doll? You take first watch.
I can do that. I mean,
Normal schedule.
We haven't-
Shawarma.
really had our chat, the rest of our chat.
I know. Why are you being so obstinate? I mean, I shouldn't even ask that question.
And if you want to
Right,
go ahead and
why
take
are
that
you
watch, go ahead, because I'm exhausted from paddling and being two eyes at once. I have a migraine. But if you want me to babysit, I'll babysit.
Yeah, I got it. We all got a babysit at one point.
All right.
Oh, Doll, why don't we have Jesse stay up the entire time?
Yeah, here you go. Hi,
Jesse like kind of looks slumped against like a tree branch, like not far away, tongue
She's
slightly
also
hanging out.
Nocturnal. Jesse's nocturnal. Man, I wish I could turn her into a raccoon. Maybe I could. Do you think we need
She kind of perks up at that.
Come here, Jesse. You're gonna turn into a raccoon. We're gonna have a raccoon.
Kind of soars down silently in
Yeah.
front of you and it's kind of like bouncing on the long legs.
All I will spend an hour turning Jessie back to normal.
Okay.
And that's the rest of my incense, so hopefully she doesn't fucking die.
So you curl up with
We need a
Jesse
caretaker.
after that hour. And, you know, some time goes by. Everybody else is resting. Quentin kind of looks over at Anal and tilts his head. So,
It's like it's good any time as enter. Any good as time as.
all right. And he
So I'm
kind
gonna
of...
do a quick perception check
Okay.
just for my sanity.
The group trusts you and are currently asleep. So,
Got it.
It's like I'm mad, but also like so happy.
Okay. I mean, I'm just gonna let him go. I'll look at him and go.
okay.
You're free. You know what to do.
So you take the extra, like, kind of sack that was in that crate, and you take, like, a few days of rations and throw them in there in the blanket, and you hand it over to him. And he pulls out the map and looks at it again and says, well, keep me posted. And he kind of sneaks off into the day.
Question.
Uh-huh.
Would I be able to challenge Anal's sneakiness against my passive perception? Since I do not sleep, I do just meditate. Obviously, I respect.
You don't
all of you.
sleep, but you
It
do
is-
require, like, a 4 hours of... And, like, your dreams are actually more rare. But I'll tell you what. We haven't done one of these in a while. Roll percentile die.
Oh, can I do that?
So just to clarify, Quentin suggested to be let out at night, whereas we're traveling at night and sleeping during the day. So you're letting him out at like the crack of dawn.
Yeah, but it's like your new nighttime.
On roll 20, would I roll the 100 die?
Yep.
Cool. 48.
Okay. Omar also wanted to roll the percentile dice.
I don't know why Omar.
I felt the
I
need.
know, why did you roll a percentile
That's a super
die?
good roll and all.
That's
I know
an
one
F2.
D&D. His muscles are super big.
You are just seeing kind of these different clouds of colors, almost like this really pleasant kind of just air sprayed paint, like kind of slowly overlapping each other into different yellows and light blues and greens, and you're very peaceful and unaware of the world.
Guys, I think Sybil's tripping balls.
I'm just sleeping, not
I feel like
sleeping.
whenever Sybil would do that in like dolls taking their watch, they'll just like lean over. That's some weird elf shit.
So, Anal, about an hour has gone by. This is when you would be able to switch off. What are you going to do?
I am going to cast confusion on myself.
Okay.
Past, like that's one thing, but it's
And I don't want to like move or anything. I really just want this to be my state of being. So I don't know what happened.
So good.
So you're underneath of an acorn tree and you kind of like scratch in the dirt and you find 3 acorn shells and you crush them into your hand and you concentrate for a minute and you feel them almost like kind of start to cinder and burn, and you throw the dust up into the air, and as you inhale it, your mind starts to like whirl and kind of go crazy.
I'm the
And
one tripping.
yeah,
You just drugged yourself.
Wait a second.
Yeah, where can we buy drugs in your game, Chris?
let's see. Roll a d8, or rather, roll a d10.
8.
8. Okay.
Where is she?
Oh, you got the worst one.
Literally just looked it up. I was looking at the components. And I was like, wait a second, what does it mean?
Tell me you're out of range. Please tell me you're
Oh my
out of range.
god.
No, go ahead and roll a d6, and we're gonna have Helen be 1, 2. We're gonna have Mike be 3, 4, and we're gonna have Doll be 5, 6.
Wait, you guys. What happened?
So, Doll, you feel claws rip into your shoulder.
My god.
And you wake up in a panic, and
Doll.
Jesse like screams awake, and you see this large dragonborn just like stumbling around, looking very confused. And that's where we're gonna end for this evening.
Jeez.
Oh, perfect.
Mercy.
Perfect.
Mike,
Oh
tell me
my
what
god.
was the 1 for 10?
Oh, it's confusion. So like, there's a
So-
range.
Yeah.
I can paste it
He
as a
rolled
check.
an
Oh my god.
So a 7 through 8, the creature uses its action to make a melee attack against a randomly determined creature within its reach. If there's no creature within its reach, the creature does nothing. But considering he was pretty much next to all of you, I just had it be completely random. So
Oh boy.
There's
And
this
then-
memory that I have.
so-
of
but really
Alright.
quick,
So
I need you to
Null
make
sets a terrorist free and beat us up.
Yeah, is he rolled damage? Does he have to do like a damage roll? What? How much health did Doll lose?
we'll just say it's 3, but like
3. Okay.
go. This is interesting. Roll a concentration check for me. And all.
Is confusion concentration?
Yeah.
Oh my god. How does that work?
4.
So you failed to maintain concentration on the spell. So after you've attacked, you are no longer confused?
Wait,
That's
I
if he gets
failed.
hit, whereas he was doing the hitting.
I know, but you're no longer able to concentrate on being confused. This is a very weird.
So he's gonna have to
Corner
pantomime
case.
being confused or
but
just
I
look like he
can't-
punched the shit out of Doll.
Yeah.
Okay, wait, no.
So guilty right
Yeah,
now.
beat my
Wait,
insight.
wait,
Go
wait.
ahead, try to beat my insight.
Wait. Okay, no.
I'm proficient in
no,
insight.
No. Think about it, okay, because like, yeah,
ahead and
I think
try.
I'm not getting interrupted
Ex-con
on the
man.
spell, right? Like I'm only like acting out the spell, not in the sense that I'm like breaking the.
I know, but in order for the confusion to work, you have to be concentrating on the spell. And if you
Yeah.
if you had passed the concentration, I'd say you could still stay confused, but also
Wait,
be concentrating
Is
on
it
it.
like, but don't I need to make a
Failed his
save?
wisdom save.
You also have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh,
Chris, this is literally like a wise man's fears. He literally has to be thinking of 2 things at once. He has to be confused and he has to be concentrated on the spell. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god,
okay.
it doesn't
So
work.
wait, what if I do? So if I do roll wisdom, fail it.
You already failed the concentration check.
No.
You would have had to You would have had to fail the wisdom check and pass the
No, that's
concentration
what
check.
the 4 was. The 4 was the wisdom save.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, no, the 4 was the
I mean, if
wisdom.
it's a save, can someone
It
willingly?
said at the end of the turn.
Yeah, right. If it's a fail, can't you? Yeah, like
The 4 was the concentration.
The fail was the concentration check, so you were unable to maintain your concentration on the spell on yourself. I don't even know if this is necessarily allowed, but I'm allowing it because it's interesting. It's the rule of cool at its finest, I believe.
it's fine. And all didn't think this one was true. It's okay.
That being said, you're no longer confused, and now you have to lie to your friend.
Yep.
And again, I am
I'm gonna
proficient
release
in
a
insight,
terrorist,
bitch.
punch my friend.
I hate Quentin. I just went around.
Oh my
He had to
god.
go. I was gonna kill him if he was staying with us. I would have killed him eventually.
I am
It would
like
have
so
been.
torn because like that was oh chef's kiss, that was so beautiful and amazing, but also I needed fucking information out of that man.
And I was so close to getting
But also, like,
it.
that's a
Just give me
good
one more
thing.
day, I would have gotten everything out of
He
him.
had to go. He had to go.
At least he's gonna scope out some stuff for us. That's good. But
Exactly.
sheesh,
No,
I'm like
I
so
mean,
mad at
Everything's
the crowd.
gonna
when
leave.
Sybil wakes up, she's going after him.
No, we can't do that. Oh no.
Oh.
I have to.
No.
Well, that's why I was interested, because I was like, technically, if you just keep letting them sleep, Sybil won't wake up for another 2 hours.
Wow. Yeah.
Yep.
Ah, confusion. It was worth it.
But you hit Doll, and Doll's
I
gonna.
hit Doll, yes.
Yeah.
I just have to keep you guys preoccupied enough so that you don't know Quentin has left.
Yeah, you just like scratch.
Oh, he just went to the
eyes.
John.
He's just-
Buy him 5 more minutes. Yeah, he's been in those woods a little while.
At least you have a fucking week to think about it.
Oh, you are
That
gonna
was
love what I do
good.
next. Oh my god. It's fine. I'm fine.
I feel like next
I mean, do we want to
Oh,
push it till
lightning
midnight?
brother.
It's fine. I'm gonna get out of this.
Sheesh. Boy, howdy.
The devil made me do it.
I was
Ah,
kind of excited to break that man's fingers, though.
You were never gonna be able to break the fingers if Sybil had anything
Yeah,
to say about it.
I was gonna try to use Mage Hand so I could use my spell attack, but then Mage Hand can't attack, and technically it's an attack to break this man's fingers during interrogation. So Doll would have had to use their strength, which is a straight 0. Unless I can charismatically break this man's fingers.
Break your own
Don't think that's how that works, but
Convince him to break his own fingers.
Exactly.
I don't know. I thought we had a good session. I think there's a lot of good role
was good.
players, a lot of good development. So
Yeah, very good.
It was good. It was
I
really good.
was not expecting that, but okay.
The double jailbreak, yeah,
The-
no one expects the double
The
jailbreak.
plot twist of the Dragonborn letting the bad man go.
Oh my god.
Oh, but bad, right? Is he really a bad guy?
I'm-
No one
I
expected
want you to know that
double-
Helen and Sybil. Sybil's not mad at you yet because she doesn't know.
But she will be.
So mad. I am so mad.
Yeah, I know I can no longer talk to Sybil for probably about like a couple sessions, maybe 2 or 3 seconds. You know, I'm taking that. I'm taking.
Are we gonna have to see? Now I have to settle into being a Fenric was the party parent, and now that
Yeah,
now
exactly.
Fenric is gone, then it is. I don't.
Doll, you're
Twice sold
you are
warlock,
the new party
Ex-con man, absolute.
Hell yeah.
Ran out on their family. Definitely party parent material.
parent.
I mean, I
Sybil's a
think it's-
kid.
It's. I think it's called character development.
Growth. All right.
Yeah. God, but I wish you got y'all. There's this TikTok audio that I wish you guys knew, and it's this girl. She's like, "Stop saying my favorite character is a war criminal. He's nice, and I like him."
LOL. Accurate.
Probably have to add to the list. Sheesh.
You literally just need to have Sybil say that about Quentin.
I have lists of all these little tiny TikTok videos I want to make. There was that one with literally a Quentin in it, and I had to make it. I need a fucking beeswax, Quentin.
Many a fucking beeswax.
Oh man.
Sheesh.
Yeah,